Previously on PolyArmoury.
Well, we did have this option to go and find out what was going on with the plot, but we did go find fairy dragons and that killed us.
A worthy death, if ever there was one.
So you head over and start investigating. There's some sort of structure to this collection of stuff.
Like something lives in it, or...?
Maybe like something lives in it. Dusty sort of scans around, doesn't see anything, and sort of like heavily sits down on the stump, which immediately screeches at you.
Oh, fuck.
Get off me!
Fuck, oh.
Get
Sorry.
off me! Get off me, you
I'm off. Sorry.
Ah.
Sorry, angry wood thing. Do you have a better plan than peeling the angry toilet? Because, we kind of want to go and murder Croak, so we're going to poison him.
You're going to poison Pepsco Croak. There's like a few chunks and splats of now grey, what you assume to be blood. You can tell from the smell there's blood in the air.
Well, it's already eaten. What's there to worry about? And
this Othiug is there's just sort of lying on its back, front and back legs splayed, just like... There's a few feathers sort of stuck to its face and bits of blood. I'm full.
You're all full up, are you?
So many Aarakocra.
I mean, chicken is a good part of any balanced meal. Do either of you know how to burp an Othiug?
I'm going to roll animal handling and find out.
You're lying there, you're patting it quite firmly, you're doing the little rubs down the back, and eventually it just lets rip this just stunning belch. It smells, there's saliva flying.
Brilmara, in preparation for this burp, does have the jar ready to be like, is there saliva flying?
There is saliva flying. Dusty, you have a letter addressed to Ariel von Pompelmoose. It is an invitation to Croak Manor to a party. A particularly magnificent party. This very evening. D, you have a letter addressed to Lord Denhamhome of Calburnia. Brilmara, you have a letter addressed to Erascus Loothammer. They are all invites. She hurries around the kitchen, getting a big cauldron, filling it with some water, putting like the cauldron starter. You know, it usually sits on a shelf and it has to be like fed every day, but this is... Eventually, Morag is done with the potion and hands it over to you in a series of bottles because she's made far too much of this stuff. So you've got like 8 of these poison bottles.
And how much of this are we going to need to take down a Croak-sized person?
Croak, big lass. She's a big lass. I would say probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon.
Oh, we have 8 full bottles.
8 full bottles.
Nice.
Your invitation.
Oh, here you go.
Dusty presents his silently with a look of disdain on his face.
You notice that a good number of the guests here are wearing large powdered wigs. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And all of the staff have this weird sort of pompadour thing going on. Very similar hairstyle, ? It's quite tall and quite wide.
Dusty is going to be keeping half an eye out for any servers that briefly put down a tray so that the food is momentarily not looked at.
Like clockwork, they put the thing down, they turn away, everyone else is engaged in their own thing. Dusty slips in, poison, slips away, bottle just... Was there anything in Dusty's hand a second ago? I did not notice that. Gone. Almost immediately just ba-dumph.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I say, I think he's had too much to drink. They usher over a number of other staff who very carefully clear this person away. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you that may fall in between, the parlour will be open for the next 3 hours. Please form an orderly queue, and my staff will ensure that you each receive a fair service. Please, in the meantime, enjoy the party. One of the serving staff sort of takes a look at you and says, "Oh, no, please, come this way." And you're led to a slightly different queue.
Oh.
Way up the front.
Oh,
Way
VIP
further forward than all
treatment.
the other people.
Oh, yes. I could get used to this VIP treatment, don't you know?
You're ushered in to a very large room. There's all these sort of like beauty salon chairs. Those slightly reclined chairs with like the little things of warm water to soak your nails in on either side. And there are lackeys everywhere with that pompadour. And you are brought forward, shown to a very fancy, very comfortable-looking chair. You're invited to soak your nails, and lackeys come over and sort of start, doing your nails. And
My backache feels better just for having sat in this chair. It's fixing my posture as I sit here.
Absolutely. And people are coming over and rubbing your feet and such. A couple of servants come forward holding some kind of box. There is one person that's standing behind the box, one standing to the side, and the one to the side lifts up a sort of curtain, and you can see a small cage inside. The one behind sort of reaches under the curtain from the back and seems to make like a pulling motion, and you are sprayed with rainbow dust. As it hits your skin, like, any sort of imperfections they just start to, like, vanish, heal up almost. There's no sign of any possible wrinkles or blemishes.
Battle scars.
All healing up. Like, your tattoos are still there, but everything else is very much sort of healing up and lessening and soothing. Your skin is literally glowing. You are quite literally radiant. You come out feeling very relaxed indeed, but also a little bit euphoric. And you notice that the person standing slightly downstairs in front of you is basically like a line management person, one of the staff, and you notice that their pompadour is sort of flicking slightly from side to side.
The wigs are flicking.
Flicking?
The back of them, they're flicking. I don't know what it means, but they're flicking.
Oh no. Flicking like a tadpole?
All I can think about is rainbows. Very good rainbows.
So, where did those rainbows come from?
It was a lot of rainbows. I'm assuming it was a cage full of fairy dragon, probably. That's probably... I believe that is where they've got them.
Easy.
I would like to suggest that we perhaps go and take a breather outside. Shall we go and have a look at that front garden?
Front garden. Cool.
Sure.
Sure.
And Dusty is going to just casually saunter out with everyone else. And just before he's the last person out of the door, he's going to take a deep breath, throw up a vial of the poison into the air, and cast Dust Devil on it, shattering it and making it into a poison cloud, basically boiling abrasive grit that's going to force its way through the entire lower floor of this mansion.
Let the gammon hit the floor. Let the gammon hit the floor. Somewhere far away in the darkness, somebody stumbles through the street, a little groggy, a little stirry, doing that thing where they take, like, the one step forward and then, like, overbalance and stumble back twice.
Yeah.
And then the literal one step forward, 2 steps back, and then, like, heading forward, and then they get to the door, and there's just, like, a really audible groan. It's like, and they're sort of patting all over.
Trying to find the
keys. And then the keys are sort of fumbled at not the lock at all, and then dropped. And then there's like a cantrip, just like a finger illuminates, and you see somehow even more steaming than when she left the Celestial Tavern. Puss Mare is trying to get her keys in the front door of the temple, and whether she ever had keys to this door, no one really knows. She certainly doesn't know. And the monks don't have a clue, but there is inside like a murmuring. Somebody's at the door. Eventually there's just like fuck it. And the doors just blow in. One's slightly hanging off. The smell of chips fills the town. For the first time since this thing was built, the actual chip smell is getting to the outside. The door has been opened and she's like, oh, fuck yeah. And she stumbles face down into the chips, gets like 3 in her mouth and then just passes out cold. And meanwhile, the monks, who were trying to look noble and a little bit indignant about the fact that their goddess is very late home, and they've been waiting up all this time, sitting there on the stairs in the dark with that little glass of potato wine. Yeah, finally, their god has returned.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! And hopefully they notice the note on her arm and know that it was us. So that we get some credit for
Depends
this.
how greasy it got in the chips.
No!
I was worried through all of that she was just going to fall in the fucking ooze pit.
Oh.
That'd be quite
That'd have been a
the
way.
sober up.
I think sober's you quite like getting partially dissolved.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can oozes eat God? I know that they struggle a bit with rock.
And Dusty. So, from the light-hearted. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Stone Monkey Radio and Curiosity Epidemics PolyArmoury Season 2. How are we, everybody?
I'm ready for some D&D.
You ready for some D&D? You ready to face the
Yeah.
consequences of your actions?
I don't know what
Never.
you're about. There's
Never.
there's never been an action and there will never be a consequence.
So, there hasn't... What you're saying is that there wasn't a small-scale genocide last time.
Oh, there was.
Oh,
but-
perhaps
but
I just imagined all of the death.
Dusty has never done anything wrong.
Hey, Brilmara didn't actively do the thing, so as far as she's concerned, there was no action.
There was no action.
There was an event that occurred outside of her control.
It was merely an act of nature.
Yeah, one of those random acid poison tornadoes that sometimes rolls through.
Yeah.
That's why the real estate's so cheap.
through the ballroom. Yeah.
Also, Becky, what state of beclothing is Dusty in, huh?
What state's Dusty in? Well, I had an epiphany on Friday, so 2 days ago. Dusty cast a concentration spell, which,
Yes.
considering he was using Mold Earth as a concentration spell to have the most fantastic outfit,
So fantastic.
Dusty's naked.
So
Dusty's just both rocks showing, naked.
Is this the first time you've used a concentration spell?
The first time I've used a concentration spell while I've been trying to also use one to keep my nuts covered.
so what you're saying is, like, a bunch of toffs just died horribly while watching your wang swing.
The last thing they ever saw was just Dusty's little dangler, yeah?
That's quite a way to take out the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, check out my pebbles.
I mean, I'm more interested in what Dee and Brilmara take to this, because all they know is Dusty was like, should we step outside? And then he did a tiny genocide, and now all they can see is just buns.
Hot slab of rock.
I mean, Brilmara might have been a bit more shocked about what went on inside, but Brilmara's having that moment of don't be seen to be looking, don't be seen to be looking.
But is she secretly looking?
Oh yeah, try a sneaky glance.
Try not to stare more.
I feel like this is not likely the first time that Dusty's done something like this with the...
It seems like a very Dusty thing.
He's not a smart man.
Oh, I think he's a very smart man. I think this was a fantastic way to deal with this
I
problem.
think destroying the bourgeoisie was the perfect idea. So you rocked up to this party.
Mm.
Brilmara, you got yourself a facial.
Yeah,
And then Dusty killed almost everybody.
it's fine. They were posh arseholes.
So, as I mentioned, it's basically gone most of the way up the stairs. There's about sort of 12 people still in the queue to get into the room to have a special fairy dragon treatment.
Otherwise unaffected.
Otherwise unaffected. I mean, it's other people. They're probably convinced that somebody in this room is due to give them an inheritance of something. That they're bound to get some of the estate of some of these people. So they're probably just quite happy that for less competition, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
With that disturbance that there has been. So you took out most of the lower floor. So you've taken out everyone in the dining room, the music room, and, as I said, most of the lower... the sort of lobby area.
Oh, I just realised one of those loot players is going to have a really good story. The day that Loot Hammer saved their life.
So yeah, Brilmara's gonna look back in at the carnage and just go, Dusty, fucking love you.
Aww.
Been waiting for a moment for that. I felt like that was the one. She's just admiring Dusty's handiwork now. Just so many dead rich posh people.
Yeah, even Valerie didn't do this well.
Pats for Dusty.
Dusty started to do a little cry.
Dusty can have inspiration for that.
Can Dusty have a little tissue as
I'm sure one of these tops has probably got like a handkerchief or something.
If you don't mind it being monogrammed.
And covered in poison.
Do I have a spell to depoison a monogrammed tissue?
I keep getting told off for not having Prestidigidoodah.
Yeah, if only I had Prestidigidoodah. Cure wounds. I will cure the wound that is the poison in the handkerchief.
I mean, you're resistant to poison. You could probably just suck it up, but...
Okay, I'll sit there sucking a handkerchief for a bit.
Okay. Dusty's ugly crying at this point.
If you don't mind being handed a sucked-on handkerchief in a minute. I use Gust to, dry it out again.
Oh, right. Okay, just put it under the air dryer.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I feel like the three of us need to just, walk in confidently like it's one of those, heist films where, the shot's been done in slow motion and we're just walking in we're walking to the vault. Oh, look at us, we're so cool.
That's really good, but I have one modification I'd like to make.
Okay.
Dee and Brilmara walk in, Dusty's behind them, moving the dirt out the way as they go. But trailing behind them is just a crying naked man. Just minding the stuff out of the way, but he's just very in his feelings.
Oh, bless.
So, at this point, can we, look around the room and go... presumably, we can have a look around and assess, Croak's probably in this room if we start heading this way.
Okay. So you can see the dining room. That's definitely a dining room. Music room. Yep, nobody alive in there. As you're sort of poking around the back of the stairs in the hallway, you notice that there is a little door that is rattling slightly. That seems to lead specifically to something understairs. There's really the only way that could go.
How strong does the door look?
I mean, they all look like quite fancy doors, probably oak, so sturdish. Then there are two doors on the wall underneath the balcony where the stairs lead up to.
I'm trying to remember, when we discussed last time where the secret elusive bit of the party is, was it described as being upstairs?
The fancy bit where you went and got a facial was upstairs. People are still queuing to get up there.
Yeah. For some reason I thought that's where the Croak and some elite group were...
Croak had come out of that area, yes, with the first group to go in for the evening.
Okay.
And so there's still a bunch of posh twats at the top of the stairs that have just looked down on all this pain and destruction and
gone, I want my facial treatment.
And it didn't hurt us.
Exactly, I'm in the queue, I'll have you know. Waiting. I can't believe I'm in the 6th setting to go in. Do they have any idea who I am?
Does the door that is shaking open without force?
Roll strength.
7.
Yeah, you open the door. You can feel that somebody is sort of leaning against it. But they are that weak that even a 7 sort of almost flattens them out the way. It is a member of serving staff.
Sorry to bother you. You know where the boss is?
Milady, Miss Croak,
yeah.
would probably be in her study.
Where's the study?
Points over to one of the doors on the opposite wall.
But thank you. And Dusty's just going to shut the door back in the face and head over to the study.
Yep, to the study.
Okay.
Is
How
Dusty
do you
okay?
go in it?
Is Dusty okay?
Today's a lot.
Oh.
If the staff weren't already scared, the first sight of just a naked man wrenching the door open. Where's your boss?
I'd shut the door again.
Are you staying naked for the foreseeable future? Is this just your new look for the rest of this mission?
I don't think it's dawned on him yet.
ABS, always be swinging.
I genuinely don't think it would have dawned on him. It took me a week.
Well in that case, yeah, do we brute force our way in? Do we try and get in sneakily? Do we just teleport to the other side of the door? Because as it turns out we all have Dimension Door and could just pop in and be like, hi, we're here.
You'd knock.
Could knock, we could do that. What do you reckon, everyone?
Do you use your portable hole or whatever it was you got?
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't get a portable hole, we got a bag of holding.
Oh, that was it. I knew it had a hole in it.
Knock on
We've
the
got
door.
2 now, and an immovable rod. We're getting all sorts of cool junk.
Should we knock on the door? Because that's what posh rich people would do. Like, knocking on the door sounds like, yes, no, oh, hello, I'm here because I'm supposed to be here.
The
Is
truly
nobody
posh.
taking the cool junk joke? No.
What joke, sorry?
I missed it.
Getting the
I'm sorry,
bag
what did I
and
miss?
Hmm?
What did you say?
I was going on about our things, and then I said, yeah, we've got all kinds of cool junk.
I'm sorry I missed that.
Okay, it's terrible.
Brilmara's just going to knock on the door but try and do something like a sort of the polite way that a serving staff might do of like, oh, I'm sorry to disturb
So I
you.
was going to say, you said that the posh thing to do would be to knock on the door. I think the posh thing to do would be to get someone else to knock on the door.
Well, yes, I think the thing that would get a posh person to open the door is the polite tap of a serving staff, just like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Enter!
Before stepping through the door, Brilmara is going to use disguise self to disguise herself as a member of the serving staff.
Okay.
And in she walks.
Can everyone else do a perception check?
18.
19.
That hair looks surprisingly gelatinous.
Yeah. That hair that I previously made out of hair now looks like it's gelatinous. Okay, I poke it. Is it actually gelatinous?
I mean, it's disguise self, so...
Yeah. I think this
it's
goes
you.
Yeah.
But because everyone else is now very close behind you,
Yes.
and you've managed to perfectly
Yes.
disguise yourself as it is very clear that's
Yeah.
not a hair.
My clarification was more, is this, we have discovered that this definitely wasn't meant to be a hair thing? Or was this, oh no, I've used disguise self and I now have a slug on my head, I accidentally ate a slug.
You do not have a head tag.
Okay, that's good. Right, in steps Brilmara.
Well, I'll step in, I assume.
Are you making any attempts to disguise yourself before you step in as a crew? Or is this serving staff plus D plus naked man?
I think if we walk in with confidence, it should work.
Okay, I will walk in snivelling confidently.
Pepsco is sitting by a fire facing away from the door in like a high back chair. It's a very high back chair. She's a huge monstrosity.
And also a froghemoth.
Brilmara is going to sort of walk around and go, I'm terribly sorry, there seems to have been a bit of a commotion out in the party, and I thought it would be worth bringing you the people who seem to have caused the commotion. I don't know what you want to do.
Have them thrown out.
This might be more than a throwing them out kind of commotion.
What on earth could such a commotion exist? I've told you, if people keep dying around the party, just have them carted away.
Like 90% of the party is dead.
She closes her book and sets it down on the arm of the chair. And you can't really tell what's going on back there, but there appears to be some thought going into what happens next.
Yeah.
I trust we've had payment from all our guests.
I believe so, but obviously, any attendees who are now dead won't be able to pay next time, which is less than ideal, I imagine.
Would it be sleight of hand to start just sliding poison dirt into the room?
Stealth?
19.
Successful? Send for Dalston. I understand he is rather good at forging a will. Perhaps we could see that we don't have to worry about any future payments.
Wonderful. Before I go, just 2 quick questions for you. I won't take too much more of your time. Did you want me to do anything particular with the people involved? And would you like me to get you a drink or anything while I'm here?
Throw them out. No, I don't think I will.
Are you sure? I have drinks. I can have drinks ready for you any moment.
She leans round the chair and glares at you.
Terribly sorry.
Dusty, how's that dirt coming along?
For a 19 on stealth, I'm going to say imperceptibly.
And what is it, just a pile of dirt that you've poured poison on? Also, is this part of you? Because that's going to poison you.
No, it can move any dirt. It's because we use Dust Devil to disperse the poison, whatever dust is left over from the spell.
So there's like a little pile. I like to imagine it's sort of undulating, like a dusty caterpillar, towards the leg of the chair.
Yeah, there's like No.
Oh, okay.
One of those things from Slither.
Gosh. Yeah,
so
that's even
there's-
worse.
Yeah. I need to look up a spell quickly.
Uh-oh.
I'm curious about something. So I'm looking at Unseen Servant as a spell. I'm wondering whether picking up the poison would be fatal for my Unseen Servant. It does have 1 hit point, which does suggest it can be killed. So I'm imagining my Unseen Servant would probably pick the poison sand up and die on contact.
Seems a reasonable theory.
Yeah. I'm trying to find other solutions of...
Also, is this still... You're not added any more poison, you're using the poison that you originally dispersed.
Yeah.
If we need to add more, we have like 8 bottles of poison.
7 now.
Yeah, 7.
And
Okay,
hopefully
yes.
somebody's monitoring that.
Yeah, I have monitored that.
Does the poison take effect on contact?
It can be touch sensitive.
I'm going to be honest, I was wondering if my Unseen Servant could grab the handful of sand and when Croak wasn't noticing, just shove it up their arse again, because apparently that's how we kill Croaks. Hand up the arse.
Because it's not corporal, so it doesn't have a body, so...
See, I always thought it was just to disperse the force is what attacking an unseen servant did.
Yeah.
It has 1 HP, and the spell ends if its HP drops to 0. I don't know how poison works.
Well, it's incorporeal, is my
You
only
can try it if you want.
Yeah, fuck it. I will try the thing. I'm gonna, as attempting to leave the room, create an unseen servant and just whisper to it, you know where the sand goes.
Do you
What,
give it
we
a...
roll to magically fist a frog's asshole with a handful of poisoned dirt.
A frog that's sitting down.
Well, I mean... get it as close as possible, I don't know.
Or just tuck it down the side of the chair so the chair's all gritty and she has to stand up.
Yeah,
Then fist her up the arse.
exactly. You
Right.
see, there are ways to get this done.
Sure.
Doesn't feel like a very respectful way to battle a boss.
We
No,
killed
it's not.
an entire floor full of people with a poison tornado. Respect is not what we do.
She's got a point.
She's got a fist.
She's got 2. Well, 4 now, technically. She's got an unseen servant.
Does anyone have any other plans in mind to avoid me having to be an obedient servant and walk out the room?
We could taunt the frog and see if that gets it to stand up.
So, what's it going to be? You're going to cast Unseen Servant.
Yeah, there's an unseen
And-
servant with a handful of dirt trying
Right.
to sneak around.
Right, but you're still staying in the room at this point.
Yes, for a few seconds in the hopes that my compatriots will think of something to do.
Right, okay. And the rest of you are trying to convince Croak to stand up.
Party's
Is-
terrible.
Is that what I'm getting from
Yeah,
you?
go for it, you two. Tell Croak the party's shit.
I beg your pardon. My parties are the cream of high society.
Do most parties involve 90% casualties?
Listen here, you oik. My parties are the finest around. If some people don't have the constitution to survive them, that's their own lookout.
Do you have the constitution to withstand your own party?
Them's fighting words.
Roll dexterity.
Uh-oh.
That's a hell of a fucking line you had there.
Could you possibly mean charisma?
Roll dexterity.
Oh, 12.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed.
Oops.
So D, after your taunting,
Mhm.
you don't even hear the ribbit properly. She just whips her tongue out, like, round behind her. It wraps around your waist and you are heaved inside before you even think about it.
D, do you have one of the bottles of poison on you?
I don't think so.
I would have thought we would have split them up between the team.
I don't have
Roll initiative.
anything explicitly
Oops.
stating that I do, so...
Oh, I get advantage on that now.
Yeah.
11.
18.
I got a spicy 2.
Spice. Dusty,
Me?
your beloved has just been nommed by a fancy dress frog. I mean, she is wearing a dress that is fancy.
So Dusty is going to fly into a rage, and snatching his warhammer out as he starts running towards her. You fucking bitch! Don't you dare!
And his balls are just like boing, boing.
Oh yeah, they are throwing side to side, and just both hands warhammer and whatever it hits as it comes around the edge of the chair, that's what's getting hit for... Does a 24 hit?
Yeah, roll damage.
I get an extra attack.
Yeah.
He's an angry lad. What was the damage on that?
8 for the first hit, and with his second swing, 8.
I'm afraid not. Brilmara.
Is Croak still facing away?
She's still sitting, so she will probably need to spend the next action standing up.
Okay. Brilmara's gonna cast Mirror Image.
How many Brilmaras do we get?
We get, let me find out, there are 3 extra Brilmaras, so 4 in total. So if she decides to attack, I'm going to be a lot harder to hit.
Oh, heck.
Which seems like a good idea with what is probably a strong fight.
Right, next up is Pepsco, who is going to whip a tentacle at an angry dust lad. 12,
Nah, mate.
and another 12. So
He's too angry for tentacle porn right now.
Oh, I just made it worse in my head.
Oh no.
D, struggle.
Oh, would that just be a strength or is there strength?
Yep, you got a strength saving throw. That will not do it.
6.
A 6 will not do it, I'm afraid.
Can I do anything to help you?
Dusty, how'd that angry lad do?
Remember
she stood
me?
up as well, by the way.
Dusty is still carrying on. I will rip your fucking guts out. I will knock you into fucking paste. Does 14 or 15 hit?
Both of those hit.
Ooh, so I got a 12 plus 2 on one of those. 20 damage.
Jinkies.
Oh,
He's in a very bad mood.
yeah.
I am shooketh. Brilmara, what you do?
Oh, it's time for me and my many, many clones of myself to all cast Witch Bolt. So there's just lots of Brilmaras with their fingers sort of primed in the unlimited power position, attempting to blast some lightning
angry,
out.
Angry dwarfs.
Yeah, let's see how that hit.
I feel like we're working on the opposite ends of the emotional spectrum here.
Oh no, Brilmara is like, we're gonna fucking go here. That's an 8. I guess that's not gonna hit.
That's not going to hit.
Oops.
It looked impressive.
Yeah.
Sparkly.
Pepsco is going to do another couple of tentacle attacks on that Dusty. 22 and 23.
Ooh.
Yep.
It was me hoping like lots of intimidating lightning would be like, come attack me, it's okay.
That's 15 and 22 damage.
Okay.
How that Dusty do health-wise?
32. As a reaction, I'm going to use Biting Rebuke to tear a lump out of her.
That'll hit.
10 hit points back for me.
That is a cool power.
Yeah.
That is a cool.
That's why I chose to be a cannibal.
You've torn straight through her lovely dress.
Oh no.
I mean, you
Such a
did
pretty
describe her
dress.
as looking like an industrial grade wedding cake.
It does look like an industrial grade wedding cake, but it was a nice dress for a giant, hideous monstrosity frog.
Did it taste like wedding cake?
No.
Tasted like fury and pain.
Tasted like chiffon and silks.
Fury and pain! But fancy.
Fancy fury and pain. Ooh, pinky finger. D, struggle.
Just really quickly, I wanted to ask, would I be able, instead of struggling, to use the oil stored ring?
Oh,
You can't move.
Aw.
You can struggle.
Do you have to move to use a
You
magic
would have to
ring?
get to it if it's in a pocket. You are right now. You are completely.
I
prone.
assumed it would be worn
I
if
thought
it's a
we'd be
ring.
wearing them.
I've been wearing mine.
Have you
Yeah.
been wearing them?
Mine's the only thing that Dusty's wearing.
So what you're saying is you want to, in a very tight, constrained manner, you want to start pouring boiling oil in.
That would get you spat out, probably.
Probably.
Could also
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah, I
But,
feel like you'd
I
end
mean-
up frying yourself.
Yeah.
I would like to know if I can do it. I will.
I won't stop you doing it.
Okay.
Common sense might.
D will still try and struggle to get out, but the oh my lord, how did I roll 6s twice?
Oh,
Well,
Blame the dice.
we'll
that
get you out of there eventually.
that oil ring is looking really friendly right now.
Okay, Dusty.
Dusty has not stopped ranting throughout this. He's going to go for another pair of two-handed swings. And where the fuck have you put those fairy dragons? I will rip your fucking guts out and you will tell me. Does 24 and 21 hit?
Both hit.
So, Dusty, you having a good time soloing this boss?
I mean, I don't think I'm technically soloing this boss. Dee's keeping her tummy full.
And I'm stood here with my 3 friends, like, hi, we're here.
D the tank. Am I taking damage?
Not yet.
Oh, another 20.
Mm-hmm.
Another 20.
He's
Ooh.
very mad. Where's that unseen servant with the fisting?
Yeah, I was also gonna ask where the unseen servant sits in the initiative roll.
Did you roll initiative for the unseen servant?
I didn't think to. I don't know. Let me look up. Do unseen servants have initiative?
I think you can command them on your turn. So it sounds like they share your initiative.
It tends to be you give them one command and they just sort of on each of my actions I could command it to move up to 15 feet as a bonus action. So I've had 2 turns, so it's had the ability to move 30 foot.
Okay, it's by her.
It's in position.
It is in position.
Okay.
There is a floating pile of gravel.
Just low to the ground so it's not drawing suspicion. Just
Alright, okay.
holding it like down there.
Right, got you.
Right. Okay, is it my turn then? 'Cause
yes.
I think Dusty just did a big attack. Right. Let's try for another witch bolt. 12.
Help.
Unlimited power!
Terms and conditions apply.
Power!
At the
No.
moment it's just,
Okay, fuck it.
As a bonus action,
As a bonus action, Unseen Servant.
As a bonus action, Unseen Servant, carefully lifts under all these folders of fabric, and you guess it's in there now. It's somewhere under the dress.
Okay. But Croak has not yet responded in a, oh, what was that kind of manner.
No, there hasn't been a reflex action to that yet, but it is her turn now. So
Okay.
she's going to sort of bat with her hand around her boot,
Okay.
because she's obviously aware something was
Yeah.
attacking her from the rear.
What a delightful
She's
euphemism.
gonna throw some tentacles at that Dusty. 27, 24,
Hit, hit.
21, and 14. How's Dusty looking?
How you do, Dusty?
I have 7 hit points.
I need to convince this thing to start attacking me.
Or, cure wounds.
Yeah, well, I can cure wounds, but this thing is taking them down quicker than I think I can cure them, is the problem.
D, struggle.
Struggle bus times 3.
Oh my
Six
God.
That's
again!
not possible. That's
6.
Oh no!
those are astronomical odds.
Why couldn't it have been 3 crits in a row? That is equally as likely.
You know the answer to this bit. It's because fuck us, that's why.
D, you're gonna take 14 damage, and you're gonna be spat out.
Excellent.
How's she looking? Other than hideous.
She's not looking too great, I'll be honest. Better than you, but she's not looking great. Dusty!
Well, I am going to surprise everybody here.
Yeah?
Dusty's going to continue yelling and keep flinging that warhammer in her general direction. 23-9.
23 hits.
11.
You have done 69 damage so far.
Nice!
My goodness.
Brilmara,
Yeah?
what do?
Come on, please actually hit this time. Fucking 7!
Fucking no.
No.
Brilmara, you have a bonus action. Remember?
Bonus action. Unseen Servant. Get that dirt up there.
Okay. You hear a...
How that croak looking?
She looks shocked. and there's clearly a clench, because you get the impression your unseen servant's been dispelled.
Yeah.
She clenched it to death.
I mean, it doesn't take much to clench 1 HP away.
And she falls prone, but she doesn't appear to be dead.
Okay. Well,
D, you.
It me. Dusty's not doing well.
I think Dusty's got 3 hit points left.
7 out of 69.
okay, I'll try and sort you out.
Well, luckily you did 69 damage to her before she did 69 damage to you.
So you're saying I'm on top?
Mm-hmm.
D will cast the new spell, Death Ward,
Ooh.
on Dusty. So this is a touch spell that will grant protection against death. First time that a target would drop to 0, the target instead drops to 1, and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously, the effect is negated instead. So Death Ward onto Dusty, and
That's a really cool
He's got an extra life. Dusty, angry lad.
You have your magic pixel.
Yay! So she's fallen prone.
She has fallen prone. She does not look well.
Which part of her is closest to me?
Her head,
Okay.
her tentacles, that little stalk of eyes she's got.
I'm going to try and burst some of those eyeballs.
Oh, go for it.
18, 19.
Both hit.
Feel like we're going to need that cheek-based popping sound.
No, I feel like it would start with a and then end with a.
We're doing all our best Foley work today.
22.
22?
Very mad.
So mad. Such a mad lad. Bloody mad lad. So, Dusty grabs her by the eye stalks and just starts popping.
Ooh.
And then once all the eyes have popped, he just pulls and the whole stalk comes away.
Ooh.
And then he just pounds a fist straight into the top of her head. Obviously, this is where her optic nerves would have gone down into her froghemoth skull. So that's probably going to be the weakest point. And just arm straight down into the brain. And where would you go from there, Dusty? Would you like open fingers and pull back? Or just start whisking?
He's just punching and punching and punching and punching.
Okay, so you've performed a transorbital lobotomy on Pepsco Croak. She's leaking unspeakable fluids. After a while, you realise she's been dead for a while.
Oh.
And there is just sort of a pulpy hole where her head used to be that Dusty's just been pounding on.
Brilmara is going to be casting Cure Wounds on Dusty, just being like, hey, you're very squishy, let me just help you out while you finish this. Let me feel like I did something in this fight. 17 health back.
Thank you.
Are you still punching?
Would it be perception for him to notice if she's dead?
If you want.
He's very angry.
Yeah, you're very aware she's dead.
Oh,
I
okay.
suppose the question is now, does he care?
I feel like he's going to fizzle out eventually.
Okay.
Brilmara is going to be there like, it's okay. Can't hurt you now. It's all good.
So,
Would you like some hot tea, something nice and calming, maybe some chamomile?
Wordlessly, after he's finally finished punching, Dusty just takes a big breath, comes out of his rage, just goes over to Brilmara, picks her up, and just teds.
Oh,
she's just a teddy bear now.
He is
She's
just
small.
a teddy bear. He's a very small teddy bear.
Small, tattooed, dwarven teddy bear. With very gay hair.
Then just flops the entire arrangement onto D, and
It's only squishy.
So thanks for soloing that, Dusty. I feel like you've really been the MVP here. You killed our way there. You killed the. You did a lot there.
I feel like I've made him a little bit too pointy. He only
Very.
does one thing, but he does it very well.
I mean, that is what happens when you build a fighty type. It is, I cannot be helpful until it's time to punch, and then I can punch.
I can't do stealth, I can't do charisma, I can't do anything else. But if you want me to hit things
Yeah.
or break shit,
Whereas I'm here like, electro fingers.
electro fingers. Let me just get the batteries and roll them up and down and just electro fingers. Come on.
Ah.
Pat, pat, pat. Pat, pat,
I
pat,
cannot
pat, pat.
remember the last time that Brilmara did an offensive spell and it actually hit, which with that...
Maybe next time you level up and get some ability points, just ding up whatever you need for that.
I have a +5 in my spellcasting
Wow.
modifier. Yeah. No, like,
How do you fuck them up so often?
well, that's the thing. I've been consistently rolling between, 2 and 7 on my roll, which even with a +5 is 12 is the max I've been rolling.
I blame the dice.
Yeah, I've definitely not been getting 50% of the time a 15 on Witch Bolt.
I blame the dice. Complain to
Yeah.
Roll20.
Yeah, whoever at Roll20 gave D all of the 6s has been
Yeah.
giving me, Witch
Just
Bolt's
all of the 6.
I just need to roll a 10 to get 15 with my modifier, and I'll probably be Witch Bolting most things.
So, Pepsco Croak's dead. Nestle Croak's dead. You've killed some froghemoths. What? You just killed Pepsco Croak. What are you gonna do now?
Let's go get those fairy dragons!
Fairy dragon.
Whee!
Okay. So, you open the door to the study, and you notice that it seems like the staff were coming this way, but since Pepsco died, they've also all died.
Oh!
Huh.
That'd be the brain slugs.
That would probably be the tadpoles, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
For the record, Dusty has not put Brilmara down.
How long does mirror image last? Up to a minute. Probably finished by now.
Probably finished by now.
That's-
I mean, Dusty was punching a really long time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Brilmara's gonna start walking up the stairs past this queue that I guess is still waiting to see the fairy dragons.
Excuse me, there's an order to this queue.
Brilmara's still in disguise, still brain slug staff disguise on. Is going to walk up and go, I'm terribly sorry, but we are going to have to close the party early today. However, for all of you that have queued up and, are waiting, we will give you fast track passes so that you will be first in the door next time. How does that sound? We'll give you priority passes for a double-length session. How does that sound?
Most inconvenient. I came all the way here. It's cost my kingdom incredible expense.
Okay. Just for you, triple time, first in the door, triple session.
Yeah, I see that I definitely do get triple
Oh,
time.
indeed. If you just write your name down on some paper here, I will make sure that you are first in the door next time.
Well, I suppose I usually have a servant to do my writing down for me.
Well, if you let me know your name, I'll make sure I write it down for you. If that's better.
It's Winifred Portland Smythe.
Okay. Yes. Brilmara's just going to sort of continue up the queue, being like, "Yep, triple stay vouchers. Don't worry, we'll get you signed up for next time. The Gold Star Deluxe package. We'll throw in, I don't know, a free foot rub."
And the other two, you following up behind?
Yep. If any of the toffs are too rude to Brilmara, as she's moved along and been happy that she's done a little diplomacy bit, Dusty's just going to grab them by the collar and drop them off the balcony.
Oh dear.
I was kind of waiting for someone to just "this is Sparta" them down the stairs, but sure.
I mean, when we get to the top, there's nothing stopping that, but
Well, see,
Well, like dominoes, just
Brilmara's thinking of not starting a fight was if we start a fight, it's like it's clear there's no order and chaos here. Didn't want anyone trying to grab a fairy dragon and run. Trying to make sure that they, this is meant to be happening. Don't worry.
There's no member of staff at the top of the door anymore.
Yeah.
Guarding the door anymore because they're dead.
Yep. In we wander, and hopefully there's some fairy dragons we can find in here.
There's cages clattered on the floor where people who were carrying them have dropped them. You can hear a lot of from various fairy dragons trapped in their little cages.
Dusty's going to just start ripping them open with his bare hands.
Brilmara's gonna use speak with animals to, do fairy dragons have a language that can be spoken?
Mhm.
Are they animals?
They can talk.
They have Draconic and Sylvan.
Oh, okay, in that case, yes. Speak with animals. Hello, we've come to let you all out. Don't panic or worry or anything. We are, ignore all the death and destruction that's happened around here. We are here to help you. Friend. Particularly, and gestures over at Dusty. That one particularly is your friend.
Dee will also point.
Big
Thumbs up.
best friend. Yeah, friends.
They look very weak and sad.
Oh, well, we'll get those cages unlocked.
So as you start unboxing them,
Yeah.
hi, welcome to my unboxing, fairy dragons. There's a bunch of different colours. These little baby fairy dragons. They all look so weak, though.
Oh. Dusty, can you just take armfuls of them?
I want them all.
Are they weak? How many are there?
They wouldn't be able to fly on their own. Of the ones that were just in boxes or just in cages in this room, that you can see, maybe 10.
Dee will see if a prayer of healing will help them. Does it look like something that can help, or is it malnourishment?
I'm guessing they've been away from the forest too long.
Oh.
Feel free to
Wanna
try,
roll
but
insight or
that is
anything?
just my guess.
Yeah,
Would it be
insight?
animal handling for Dusty to work out how to fairy dragon? Ooh.
22.
Their magic has just been used up, so they need they are currently on minus a million spell slots.
Ah.
No.
They're not very well. They've been overused for an
Yeah.
extended period of time. You could do a prayer of healing on them. It seems like it would give them some benefit at least.
Okay.
But with your 22 insight, there are more of them.
Yeah.
Because they must have been coming from somewhere. This doesn't look like a place just full of cages.
Yeah. What would it be to continue searching the manor looking for more fairy dragons?
Where do you want to go looking? Sort of further into this room, or?
I guess further into this room would be a
Okay.
starting place.
Right, sticking on this floor then. Okay. So through the back here, there's like some big curtains where
Yeah.
actually the staff were bringing through the cages, and back here it is just horrible. Like there's like wash pots where people are washing like all the towels for people and
Yeah.
things. There's like a big washing up sink of where all the little bowls for people to soak their fingers and toes. There's like bins full of foot scrapings, various foot
Ugh.
scrapings and nails and bits of hair and things. Also, you notice in the bin several fairy dragons that have just died on the job. Just tossed in the bin that clearly needs to be emptied. But a bit further looking around, you find this like big wooden door. It's really ugly. It's not in keeping with the rest of the manor. And
What's-
behind here, you find like a long white tiled corridor. But on one side of it, it's just rows and rows and rows and rows of like these little box cages. Just
Yeah.
like they're like box files or something.
Oh gosh.
And the fairy dragons have barely enough room to move in there. Some of them are very, very young.
Brilmara is continuing to just reassure them that she is a friend and opening as many boxes as she can.
And are you taking them back to the prayer of healing zone? 'Cause that's, how long does that last?
It says 10 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe if we have Dusty ferrying fairy dragons back and forth to that zone, while Brilmara reassures them it's okay and opens more cages up.
So you're basically making like a little circle of fairy dragons,
Yeah.
attempting to heal them. You notice a lot of them don't look as vibrant as you would expect for
Yeah.
this sort of thing.
As well as trying to reassure them that we're safe and that we're here to help, Brilmara's going to try and ask one of them at some point, how can we help you?
Energy depleted, colour depleted.
Would taking you back to the forest help?
Pepsco whisper.
Oh heck, that's a good idea. Oh heck, shit, goddamn. Okay, can we once we've got them all out the cages, Brilmara is going to do a hell of a colour spray, but she's going to wait until they're all there so that she can, colour spray to the max.
Oh, roll performance.
Okay.
Real advantage.
Oh heck.
You really want.
That's a 20 on the first roll and a 19 on the second.
Okay, tell me how good this dab be.
Okay. Brilmara is gonna back away like 20 foot. I'm imagining there's enough room to do this because it's a fucking big manor house.
Yep.
She gets like a running start, takes a big leap, and does a dab does a backflip. Halfway through the backflip, does a dab, colour splash comes out, continues the backflip, lands on her feet.
Okay, so Brilmara turns herself into a backflipping
Colour sprinkler?
colour sprinkler. And it just hoses down the pile of fairy dragons. And the colour is very, very vibrant at first. And then it slowly sort of sinks down into the pile of fairy dragons. And it seems like they are starting to like stretch their wings out and move around a bit and like blink like they can see better. They're still weak. They're still tired. They're gonna need some rest, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But they look okay.
Oh heck!
Congratulations, you have saved a lot of fairy dragons.
Oh heck! We did it, everyone!
Did the thing. You ended them.
So you win. What
We
now?
win!
You win. What now?
Dusty, would you like an interpreter so you can have a conversation with some fairy dragons?
Yeah, Dusty is absolutely made up. He's just any of them that look like they want pet, he's just making his way and gently letting them do a tiny sniff.
Brilmara is just sat quietly acting as intermediary for anything that goes on between them, so the floor is yours.
Are there any that sort of look particularly like they want bothering?
There was a little red one that you seem to remember picking up very early on, like one of the ones from that sort of initial room. That you sort of picked up and brought into the pile for healing. It's had pets, but it has sort of like, as you've gone around, sort of tried to position itself sort of near where you're heading. So you can be like, I haven't had pets yet. Oh, if only I had some pets.
Okay. Once pets have been distributed evenly, he's going to just go and pick this one up and sit down with it and give it all of the pet You're right there.
And nuzzle, nuzzle, nuzzle.
Dusty
Proper
also
nuzzling.
nuzzles.
Each one nuzzling.
Have you got a name?
It makes this sort of dragon noise. It's not translatable into anything in the common tongue.
He uses letters that we don't have in the alphabet.
Just like there's like some glottis sounds in there that
You've got to rumble the fire producing sack to make that
yeah
sound.
yeah.
I can't pronounce that. How does Aurora sound?
And they do a tiny roar.
Brilmara is going to summon in Puff to this because apparently fairy dragons and pseudo dragons closely related. They are of many a same ilk. So just gonna be like, hey, Puff, there's more dragons. Do you want to hang out?
Puff gets sort of mobbed.
Oh,
Puff's like standing there like a Christmas tree, just like arms and legs and wings out, and there's just a fairy dragon balancing on everything. Like that person that went to the butterfly house and just got covered.
Yeah. You're like, hey, Puff. They think you're really cool.
oh, I'm just picturing like this
Yeah.
one grumpy little goth in this room of rainbow dragons.
Doesn't look that miserable, actually.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, if he catches his eye, he'll probably try and deny it, but he's
Yeah.
like...
Friends.
I am king of the dragons.
Dusty's going to take Aurora in search of a kitchen. They're the most baby.
According to this, they can cast Dancing Lights, Mage Hands, and Minor Illusion.
Ooh.
And be adorable.
And be adorable.
They're a dragon the size of a cat.
They have limited telepathy.
Aww.
And they're resistant to magic.
And they have little iridescent scales that have rainbows.
I'm listening to you describe what this dragon can do conspicuously. I'm like, everyone in the party can have dragons. Can I find 3 different dragon types? We could have a pseudo dragon, a fairy dragon, and some other kind of dragon.
I mean, if you want to go and fish a
great
purple
dragon.
one out of the pile.
I think if
wraith
D got a
dragon.
great dragon, that would be a little unbalanced.
A bone dragon.
Oh.
No.
No, D not into that.
You don't have to
All
phone it
teeth.
down. Oh yeah, fair.
Oh no.
Fair.
Bones are the teeth of the body.
It's true.
It is true.
That rib cage though.
I hate that thought.
Okay, apologies. Right, you were looking for a kitchen.
Yeah.
So you head downstairs. Seems like the only place where there is food that you would still trust to eat. Because those canapes probably out by now. If nothing else, they're a bit sandy.
Ugh.
You know how it is when you go to the beach and, like, you've
Oh.
tried, but there's still sand in your sandwich. Yeah, so you go down that door where the staff member was. They're not there anymore. Or, well, yeah. The tadpole that was lodged in their head has sort of liquefied slightly, and now there's just sort of like a juicy hole in their head.
How are they doing? Are they dead?
They appear to be dead. They may have been dead for a long time, but just animated through
Tadpole.
tadpole power. Yeah, you're in a kitchen. What are you looking for?
Dusty is going to start rummaging around for all of the sweet and sugary things.
Are you hoping to find, like, colourful drinks?
Are you looking for apple pies in the pantry?
I am, because fairy dragons, on top of being gorgeous, are also precious.
See, here was me picturing, like, here's some bubblegum aid. I'm going to feed you some blue.
Oh, because you see, like normal dragons, they want, like, treasure to hoard.
The DM is asking how nice she's feeling. I think she's feeling very nice.
I mean, they gave you like 100 fucking fairy
I
dragons.
feel very, very spoiled on fairy dragons.
Okay. It's not just fairy dragons that like apple pie. Pepsco Croak really liked apple pie. In the pantry, there is a froghemoth, huge abomination-sized apple pie.
Oh, wow. Is there an oven for it?
Oh, it's cooked.
Oh.
It was going to be like dessert for after the party had ended.
Marvelous.
She was going to have this on her own. Possibly in front of the fairy dragons.
Dusty is going to plonk Aurora on top of it.
Aurora disappears into it.
Into the pie.
Into the pie. You can hear it. You can hear sort of happy splashing sounds. This pie is too big for one fairy dragon alone.
But
Is it?
for that one moment, tiny baby fairy dragon got to have the biggest hoard any fairy dragon has ever had.
Oh.
I think she's gonna have the biggest tummy ache if you leave her in there.
Dusty will remember this.
Okay, we'll all help you take the pie upstairs.
The pie is
Swarm.
gratefully received. There's Puff trying to look much smaller than he actually is, sneaking towards the pie.
Like, because I am a fairy dragon.
I too am a fairy dragon. I'm covered still in enough fairy dragons.
Brilmara will go over to Puff and just sort of give a reassuring tap and go, help yourself.
Get a little thumbs up, and then just dives in with the other dragons.
Daw! Daw!
After much snuffling and flapping and a few little food fights that break out adorably between some of the more playful fairy dragons, the pie is eventually consumed, and there are many fat, belching fairy dragons gleefully licking their wings. Some of them are being nice and licking each other's backs and like the backs of their heads and stuff, so they can clean themselves off properly.
Slash to get extra pie.
Slash to get extra pie. I'll lick your back if you lick mine. So you won. You fed the fairy dragons.
Yeah.
Dusty has won at life.
Don't even don't know what to do now. We're done. This is it. Campaign done. PolyArmoury Season 2 finished. We saved the fairy dragons.
Didn't we have other stuff to do?
No, this was it.
Yeah, but does saving the world matter?
Yeah,
save the world for these fairy dragons.
No, I have to go.
We did save these fairy dragons, and now perhaps if we need a magical army in the future, maybe we can help us.
So Dusty is going to eventually pick Aurora out of the sticky heap. Aurora?
Yes?
So, we kind of killed the person whose house this is.
And you can tell that she's used her limited telepathy to tell all the other fairy dragons, and they're all like,
Oh, that's the Mexican wave of glee.
Is this a little ding dong the witch is dead moment?
yeah.
I like the Mexican wave of glee.
So, Brilmara got the name of someone who can forge wills or whatever. I wasn't listening. So, we were thinking about taking this place over. Would you want to stay here?
More trees?
Oh yeah, no, fuck this pretentious bullshit. And, we met a bullet out in the swamp, and grumpy fucker, I will give you that, but does appreciate a good sleep, and I reckon this is the only place we'll find a bed big enough for him. So, bodyguard, maybe?
Yeah, froghemoth would have a big bed.
And, since, and he's just going to gesture to all the dead toffs, there's only about 10% of the folk you'd regularly expect turning up here left gonna be turning up here. I'm assuming that their vanity will more than pay for this place to be kept in apple pies, if that's something you'd want.
There's a moment of psychic huddle between the fairy dragons, and Aurora looks at you like, okay.
Right, last question. Would you like to come on an adventure?
We're on a quest and we're collecting dragons as we go. It's Dragon Quest.
So between all of the dragons, they managed to basically turn the room into a little disco. There's dancing lights everywhere, there's colour spray. Mirror image, so there's lots and lots and lots of extra dragons.
Now this is a party.
And the indigo ones are using their hallucinatory terrain power to make the floor look like one of those light up disco floors.
I'm pretty sure Dusty's just drunk unhappy.
And Aurora's gonna sort of pop up and just sit on the top of your head.
Oh yeah.
Brilmara's gonna just mention to the group of fairy dragons, like, if we ever need your help in future, is it okay if we come and let you know? Because there's some bad people in the world, and we might need a hand dealing with them in a bit. I know, right? Bad people suck. So if we need your help, are we all right to come a knocking? Yeah, cool.
Bring pie.
We will bring pie.
Yeah. As word spreads around the others.
Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to be off further on our adventure.
Well then, I think that'll do us. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. I have been the mistress of this dungeon. I am Jane Aerith Magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I'm on SoundCloud as Jane Aerith Magnet, where you might be listening to this now. I'm also on stonemonkeyradio.blog, where I write things, twitch.tv/Janiac, where I stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights, janiac.redbubble.com, where you can get one of my fantastic t-shirts, and patreon.com/stonedmonkeyradio. As little as $1 a month would be super helpful.
Hi, this is Nick, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog.
I'm Laura. You can find me at Laura K. Buzz everywhere on the internet. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon. That's the one that pays the bills. LauraKBuzz.com. I do a series on YouTube every Friday called Accessibility, where I talk about video game industry accessibility and representation. I've got a bunch of books. There's Uncomfortable Labels, which is out now. It's about being gay and trans. There is Things I Learned from Mario's Butt, which is coming out on February 4th. It's an illustrated, silly and serious coffee table book of video game character butt reviews. And there's Gender Euphoria, which is an anthology of non-cisgender people's stories of euphoric moments they had in regard to their gender, which is going to be out at some point in the future when it's written. There's also podcasts. There's Pixel Squirt, which is a video game pornography discussion podcast with Mari and Stacey from Geek Remix. There's Dice Funk, which is another D&D podcast. I'm on seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, and season 7. They're all self-contained seasons. And there's Podquisition, where we talk about whether your favourite video games are great or perfect.
I'm Becky. I can be found as @Becky2L on Twitter. The last series that we recorded, Battle of Designated Heroes, can be found under Curiosity Epidemic on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
See you again sometime. Oh, bye.
Bye.
Bye.